I'm out here in the city of the dead, and I wanted to just talk about 2 times that something happened to me. I don't know what it means, but I'm saying this for anybody that turns us on to not give up hope, and that you are loved by a God that forgives anything and accepts you for no matter who you are and how you are. All you have to do is just ask Him to help and sincerely do that. I when I was probably the time I had a dream about the love of my life. I was 13 and I was living with my dad. My dad had custody of me, and I didn't want to live with my dad, but I was forced to because of my dad and because of my stepdad. My stepdad, when I was 10 years old, got in a big fight with my dad, and he also he told my mom in front of me, he lifted me up over his head. He told my mom one night that he was going to kill me, so my mom would comply. And my stepdad was emotionally charged. His mother just got killed in a car accident, and my mother became intoxicated and began saying very hurtful things to my stepdad. Entities were at work, and she would say horrible things about my stepbrother, who was a little boy at the time but a little older than me, and then my stepdad to attack my mom back. This was the worst he ever took it. He grabbed me and he lifted me up over his head in front of my mother the night that his mother was killed in a car wreck, and I was either 9 or 10. I think I was 9 years old at the time, and he was going to take me and drop me on my head and kill me. And the next morning he apologized, but like, I remember that moment. I'm 46 now, so I look back and I remember that moment like it happened yesterday. And people have been through much worse, but this is my specific situation, telling people not to give up. You could be going through much worse. You could have recovering from gunshot wounds, stab wounds. You could be recovering from rape. You could have just gotten out of the penitentiary. You could be facing a long sentence because of something you didn't do, and your heart's in the right place. I mean, there's so many people I'm trying to talk to right now that were forced into prostitution and had horrible things done to them and were forced into, and I'm listening to the young man tell me I got to think of others right now. So I was around the time I had the dream about the love of my life. She was wearing a shirt with a peace sign on it, and she was older than me, and she was so beautiful. And it's funny because in the dream, where she lives in real life, where she grew up in real life, is near where she was from in the dream. Really weird stuff. Really weird stuff. And I could only get into the dynamics of that like through just thinking, but I live out of my own heart like a lot of us do. And I'm just thinking of that dream because I was living with my dad, who I did not want to live with, and it was a horrible, I was forced. It was a horrible situation. Absolutely horrible. It could have been worse, much worse. There was food on the table. There was just so much abuse and so much violence around me where I was living, and there was just no safety. I think ultimately that is what led me to picking up a Ouija board, because I was lonely and wanted to escape. But and that's when I found my addiction a year later. But anyway, just had a thought, like the one cousin of mine who took his life before I was born over my same addiction. Maybe that just didn't hit me at birth. Maybe it hit me when I picked up the Ouija board, but I don't know. Demons. So anyway, these two situations, right when I had the dream of the love of my life, like I was walking down the street and in San Francisco where I was living, and with my dad, who I did not want to live with. He divorced my mom and moved there to open a business, and we were living in this place was a very nice area of the city where he had the business, but where we lived was a very ugly, dangerous area. So and I'm walking down the street, and there was an Anna's hummingbird on a little piece of foliage outside of a business. And I was like, well, the hummingbird ain't moving. And I just went up and I gently pet the hummingbird, and it didn't move. And I just was thinking about that. And I'm telling y'all, don't give up hope wherever you are. No, if you got needles in your arm right now, no matter what, don't give up hope. And if you haven't met the love of your life yet and you want to meet her or him, don't give up hope. And if you're getting over the pain of meeting the love of your life and it just hit you like it's been with me, don't give up hope. Keep fighting. If you're in your addiction, whatever it is, keep fighting. If you're going through a divorce and your parents just died, keep fighting. Keep going. Turn this on. Start a channel. Say, tell the world, whatever it is. Go. Yeah, the Lord will take care of you. Open that Bible. You're going to be protected. Psalm 91. So then this other time I was with my stepbrother and my stepdad, who both are very taken individuals by the enemy. We went on a fishing trip together where we parked the vehicle and then walked down the river, and then we had another vehicle waiting so we could drive back to the other vehicle. So it was like probably like a 5-mile trek down this one river. I parked. I had a truck. We parked at the top of at the fork, and then my stepbrother left his Jeep down at the bottom. So when we get there, we could jump into the Jeep. They had to wait for hours for me. So I'll tell the story. So I'm going. They're not using fly rod. They're using a spin casting rod, and I have my fly rod and like very lightweight gear. I'm not there to fish really on the reel. I had my waders on, but I'm on the lines of just trying to just get some kind of peace. They shot straight down the river. Like I said, they were waiting for me. It took them hours and they were upset, but they waited for me. And I stumble across this baby deer with spots on it under a rock. And I'm like, am I believing what I'm seeing with my own eyes here? And again, I'm not walking with the Lord. And I'm just, but I don't, this is before my ex-wife came into my life. I want to say this is probably like 2002. And maybe 2001, 2002, something like that. And then I went up to this baby deer and I just started petting it. And then it got up and its legs were shaky. And where was its mom? Where was its dad? I mean, and then the baby deer just left. And I didn't know what to do. And I always worried about the baby deer, like a cougar's going to get it, or a coyote. And wolves had come into this territory in Northern California too. There'd been spottings, and I just always thought of the baby deer. And I'm kind of like the baby deer right now in a way, being in my addiction and when my situation with my vehicle up for repossession, and I love my life being gone and with a man that's stable, and her being in a relationship for 9 months and thinking about her all the time, and being connected to certain people spiritually but can't touch them physically, and because I just can't, because of my brain and my addiction and the way people are and the way Satan is and how things are. And I just wanted to share that. I don't know what this means. I don't know the message here, but I would say it's on the lines of just don't quit. Don't give up. No matter what your situation is, don't give up. And open the Bible. Remember that Christianity is all about not self-harming, putting others before you in a loving, healthy way, not in a way that you resent, in a loving, healthy way, and never resenting loving someone and taking care of someone. That's Christianity. Like the young man said, putting others before us without resenting doing it, and not harming ourselves physically or with an addiction, and not harming others, and accepting all. Everybody is welcome, and bringing everybody in, and asking forgiveness, being humble. And I know it's hard for me because there's things I miss of the flesh, the touch of a woman I love. I don't want just a random touch. I want real, and I can't give her the safety to give me that, so it hurts. Living in a home, because of my addiction, it's made it impossible for me to live in a home. Having true friendships, I can't have that because of my addiction in my brain. And there's things I really long for. But hey, nobody suffered like Jesus suffered. And those men that the young man talked about that got raped and turned out for dope, and women that have been through these things, like my suffering is nothing. What about the people in the Ukraine right now? Those women getting the door kicked in on them by soldiers, and the people in Gaza. What about that? Yeah, this is nothing. I can open a can of beans. I can do this video right now. I can write the love of my life, open a line, so I could write her a love letter today. I'm blessed, like really. I'm gonna eat tonight. You know, look what the young man gave me here. He gave me essential amino acids. I got Wingstop over here. I got water to drink. How many people don't have water? I got the ravens to talk to me. I got crows that talk to me. You know, and I know it hurts. I know some of y'all are out there and you're suffering much worse than I am. And I just want you to know you're loved. And you're being prayed for by me right now in Jesus' name. And he loves you. He loves you. I know it's hard to believe, some of you that don't believe. How could a man not commit sin? It wasn't a man. It was God put inside of a brave woman. And everybody got involved. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. The enemy showed me last Good Friday. The enemy showed me on Easter Sunday. The enemy showed me it's true. I just hang on and fight. My love to you all in Jesus' name. Like, comment, and subscribe. Again, you can find me on Facebook, Geese Love, and you can email me, Nettle, Nettle, my partner, partner, @gmail.com. We are a network, and we can help each other. My love and prayers to you all in Jesus' mighty name.